Welcome to the Red Men TV. My head's battered. I've got no idea what is going on. I am going to be trying to make sense of everything that has happened in the last hour. As we all know from this morning, I think the news broke at around 1:30 in the morning. It came from credible sources, Melissa Reddy, Fabrizio Romano, saying Liverpool have broken the Premier League fee to buy Caicedo. He would undergo a medical today, and if all went to plan, he would sign for Liverpool Football Club. And guess what? In the most Liverpool fashion ever, it hasn't gone to plan. So I'm going to try and go through this in order as much as I can. So up until about an hour ago, it was Chelsea kind of have no choice. They've missed the deadline. I think yesterday Fabrizio Romano did turn around and say, Chelsea have a chance to bid, but then all of a sudden he basically said Liverpool's 110 million, which then turned into 111 million, confirmed by Melissa Reddy due to a Brighton sell-on clause, meant that he was destined for Liverpool. But here is what has happened in the last hour. We've got Sky Sport reporter Darmish Seth has turned around and said, told Moises Caicedo is having second thoughts about his Liverpool move. Player and representatives are still in London. No official word has been returned. Obviously, the player was in London because he was practically going to Chelsea for the majority of this window. This saga with Chelsea has been going on for a lot longer than it's been going on for Liverpool in terms of things that are actually happening. And 2 hours before that, he's even quote tweeted it saying, Caicedo and his representatives are currently in London and expected to leave for Liverpool. He then drops the bomb that, no, actually, they're waiting for Chelsea. He is staying there. Then I'll head over to Chris Williams. I'll get to your super chats. Keep them coming in. I'll read them out. I am just trying to go through this timeline as quickly as I can to keep everyone up to date. Chris Williams then turned around and said a little bit after Darmish's tweet that Caicedo's representatives confirm, as far as they are aware, Brighton have closed the deal and accepted Liverpool's offer, but Chelsea have had this morning presented an offer to the player, which was obviously an improved offer on wages, and have contacted Brighton about new terms. He then went on to say, further told there is no issue with Liverpool's offer, either to the player or to Brighton. The medical is booked and Caicedo is expected to travel to Liverpool shortly, but Chelsea are trying everything to open the channels with Brighton once again. And we mentioned Brighton there. It's valuable if Liverpool stand any chance. And I'm not going to lie to you, I don't think they will. But if they do stand a chance, we need Brighton to somehow sit there and say, no, you've missed the deadline here. We set the deadline for Thursday night and you've missed it. That's not our problem. Will they do that? Absolutely not, because money talks, and you can see money talks, because Caicedo no longer wants to come to Liverpool. And it is just a bit of a mess, isn't it? Because surely Liverpool wouldn't have gone in for Moises Caicedo if he'd have just turned around and said, no, to be honest, I'd rather Chelsea. Because Chelsea Liverpool didn't think they could compete with Chelsea. Jurgen Klopp held a press conference this morning in which he turned around and said, the things changed because we sold Henderson and Fabinho and more money was available to us. And with that money, we've decided we could stretch and try and go and put a bid in for this player. So Liverpool must have said to Caicedo, do you even want to come to us? And he must have gave some indication for us to put a bid in. Maybe it was all just a part of the deal to get Chelsea to, react. I'm not too sure. But Melissa Reddy, who obviously broke the news early hours in the morning, then put on at 12:01. So about 48 minutes ago, nothing has changed as far as Brighton are concerned regarding Moises Caicedo. Their deadline was set. They've accepted Liverpool's British record offer, whilst Chelsea haven't thrown in the towel, offering the player improved personal terms it'd take a lot to sway this. She then went on to say, Chelsea need Caicedo to be obstructive and insist he only wants them. They'd also need to convince Brighton to re-engage, obviously, because they did set a deadline and reopen talks. Chelsea would have to eclipse Liverpool's offer, which is obviously 111 million. And Brighton have made it clear to all parties they wanted a speedy resolution, which then comes to the part that really breaks everyone. Was 53 minutes ago, Chelsea, Fabrizio Romano said, Chelsea are not giving up on Caicedo despite medical that is being booked with Liverpool. So there was a medical booked. Whether Caicedo's just told LFC to basically F off, I've got no idea. Whether he's actually going to go to that medical, I haven't a clue. It says, and Chelsea have no intention to give up on contracts that have already been prepared between Liverpool and Brighton and are signed. Nothing has been signed yet between, obviously, players' side. It is most incredible saga. Then, 40 minutes ago, he said exclusive, Moises Caicedo has just informed Liverpool that he only wants to join Chelsea. Caicedo has decided to keep his word and only accept Chelsea as personal terms were agreed since end of May. Chelsea set to bid again in order to get deal done with Brighton. I am exhausted. I have not a clue what has happened in the last 12 hours. I really don't know. I don't know whether I'm coming or going. I don't know what is happening. What I can tell you is, every part of this looks embarrassed. Fans' perspective, from Chelsea fans to, being really excited, to then Liverpool taking the lead, hijacking it, Chelsea fans being distraught, telling, playing the old coy that Moises Caicedo isn't actually boss, we'll just go and buy Lavia, to Liverpool fans, including myself, going absolutely mental, to then being brought right back down to earth. I could not believe it. I am trying to put a smile on my face. I do not feel it. I am gutted. I'll get to your super chats now. Kieran Joy, 199, thank you so much. We all wanted Lavia anyway. Yeah, didn't we all? I think basically what's happened is we've made contact with Moises Caicedo because we wanted Lavia and there was no real movement there. So Chelsea have done us a deal by basically bidding for Lavia. We've bid for Caicedo, so we can all get the player that we originally wanted. Maybe that is how it worked. 499 super chat from Franklin. Thank you so much. I might be having so much KPM, but the clubs haven't confirmed anything so far. Maybe, just maybe, there is one more twist. When Melissa Reddy tweeted that basically nothing's changed according to Brighton and their representatives, I calmed myself, but it was a calmness that lasted. And I didn't calm myself. I just felt less sick than I did a minute previously. But Fabrizio Romano has put a nail in my coffin. I'd love to say this could go either way, lads, but it looks like Caicedo has decided that he doesn't want Liverpool, for whatever reason that may be. London being a place and, also wages, that's two very big things. I've seen Willian, I think, was one. He decided to go to Chelsea instead of Liverpool years ago. The attraction of London is massive. I'd rather go to Liverpool. I think they have more of a chance of winning something, but who knows? Caicedo goes to Chelsea. Liverpool don't have a recognised DM. We've got a super chat from Josh, £2 Great British pounds. Surely we take the 110 and go for Tuchemeni. I think no matter what now, unless we get Caicedo, everyone's just going to be gutted with whoever the backup is, because we all know it was a backup. Liverpool have admired Moises Caicedo for the better half of a year now. And we've always loved the player, but never thought we could compete in terms of money. And we never thought, we'd have a chance in comparison to Chelsea and how much they were willing to spend. And obviously our strategy changed as soon as Fabinho and Henderson went out the door. And for whatever reason, maybe we weren't 100% sold on Lavia when we got the money from Fab and Henderson. And we were in the background doing this because we clearly were, because we put a bid in. I don't know. I've got no idea. I don't think Tuchemeni is worth 110. He's not, I certainly don't think so. He can't get in Madrid's starting lineup, and Madrid's starting lineup's incredible, absolutely ridiculous. but who knows? To be perfectly honest, I've got no idea what is going to happen next. I don't know. Chelsea, it's important to report that Melissa Reddy has came back once again and quote tweeted her previous tweet and said that no improved bid has been made from Chelsea yet. So we've still got that. I don't know whether Chelsea just have to, she said that they have to eclipse the 111 because they've been late to the deadline that Brighton set, but who really knows? I'm, interested to get your thoughts. We've got 5,000 people in here. My word, what is going on? I'm interested to get your thoughts in the comment section. From a Liverpool perspective, if someone, we've seen it before with Arsenal. When Arsenal wanted him and he put that tweet out and he put the post out on Insta, basically turning around and saying, nice one, Brighton, but see you later. And then in the end, he ended up staying because Brighton held firm and he signed a new contract, which would have obviously, you'd assume, have this kind of, well, you can go if a big enough bid comes in next time. We've seen him do that. I probably said at the time he looks a bit like an idiot, like someone who, whose attitude I don't 100% like. But at the same time, Liverpool 2 days away from a football match, the start of the season, and haven't got a DM, and we're willing to pay the English record fee for a player, like 100%. Maybe this is why we weren't in for him in the first place, because of how much he wanted Chelsea. I'm not sure. What do you think? I'll come to you in a second. We've got another super chat. Lost in the world. A lot of red flags on Caicedo. Yep, general behaviour if he U-turns based on higher wages at Chelsea, including how he tried to manufacture a move to Arsenal area. Exactly what I was speaking about a minute ago. But also, imagine if he does it, he's not going to. I don't want to break news and say I'm a reporter, but I think right now, unless Brighton turn around and literally hate Chelsea for whatever reason and don't care about earning more money, which I don't know why they wouldn't, unless they turn around and say, no, you've missed the deadline, see you later, he's going to Chelsea. He's chose Chelsea. This, has happened plenty of times. Fernando Torres went to Chelsea. At that time, were they a better team than Liverpool? Yes. At this time, hard to say. We finished higher than them last season. They've obviously brought in quite a lot of players. They've got a boss manager in Pochettino. So, it's a case of, I did think maybe once we'd get one over on teams who I never thought we could rival with our, obviously, model, our transfer model. But here we are, not yet getting that. Another super chat, as soon as it brings up for me, it's midnight in New Zealand and now I can't sleep till this is sorted. Well, let me tell you, I'm running on like an hour's sleep. It's mad. I've got no idea how I'm functioning. I don't know how I've just stomached some food after hearing all of this. I really don't. But at the end of the day, the only thing I will say is, if Liverpool don't get Caicedo, that is on Caicedo. Liverpool have done what they can. Should they have done this ages ago? Yes, probably. Yeah, let's be honest. We should have sorted this DM situation long time ago, because Chelsea have had 3 months in contact with him. So, there was always going to be pre-agreed terms with Chelsea. Do what you will with the rest of it. I am hoping that something else is going to come out. I'm hoping it's going to turn in the favour of Liverpool. But what a roller coaster this has been so far. Another super chat from Lewis. We've got FSG knew what they were doing. 110 million to disappear. I agree. FSG should be spending more. And this was, just imagine how good it would have been to have McAllister, Szoboszlai, and Caicedo in one window. That is an incredible window by Liverpool and by FSG. On top of that, I also think hopefully we would have wanted the centre-back. I get what you mean, though. I think they should be spending more. I totally agree. But I also think this is not just down to FSG. Who the hell is making the decisions in this club? Why is it taking so long for these things? There is so many things in the last 4 or 5 years when we've not been replacing people, when we've not been ruthless enough to sell people. Inside the club, some of the decision making hasn't been good enough. So yeah, I agree with FSG, need to spend more, I think the decent owners, but truthfully, can their model, their sustainability model, survive and keep Liverpool at the top in a world in which we are with football now, where there's just endless pots of money for teams, and players like Caicedo, who's only 21 years old, is going for 110 million. I'd have to say no, I'm not too sure they can. But at the same time, I think also the decision making for the past 3-4 years inside this club has been horrific, to do with signings, to do with selling players. This shouldn't have all been down to the last. It all shouldn't have been down to one. Sorry, I'm trying to get something up here. It all shouldn't have been down to this window to sort out midfield. Bear in mind, our defence is having an absolute mare. We need, we're trying to shuffle players around. We're playing Robertson as a left centre back. We want a left-footed centre back. We need a cover because Matip and Gomez can't play a season between them. It is absolutely mental. Oh my God, we're alive. We are alive, people. I don't want to get too excited. Dave O'Cop has just put out a report. Moises Caicedo is still open to the Liverpool move, but will give Chelsea preference due to previous agreement. Oh wait there. So basically, but can we all just bring this up for me, because you'll understand why I just got excited. So it just says, Caicedo will happily join Liverpool if he remains highest bidder. Great. He is given Chelsea preference out of respect if they've negotiated longer. If Chelsea match bid, he'll join Chelsea. So basically, we're second best. He is joining Chelsea, lads. They are not gonna not put in a bid more or of equal to us. So I do not want to be the bearer of bad news even more, but he is off to Chelsea. I don't want to say him for Fabrizio Romano, but here we go. He's gone. I'm not having that. If they remain highest bidder, well, they're putting in a bid, so we're not going to remain highest bidder, are we? I am trying to bring up Super Chat, but with how many people of you are in here, this is absolutely lagging for me. Joe, can you bring up Shaw's Army's Super Chat? It's up. I can't read it. It's not up on my screen, sadly. I've got no idea what it's saying. Yous have literally broken this on my end. So yeah, lads, I'm not going to lie to you. I was hoping for a bit better news there from Dave, but Dave's, sold me a dream and got off. Here we go. If Klopp didn't look confident when asked about him in the press conference, if he doesn't want us, we should let him go. Yeah, he didn't, did he? He got asked, but at first he instantly said, I can agree that this has gone down on my screen. He basically said in his presser, I can agree that we've, reached terms with Brighton. We've had a bid accepted. And then he didn't speak about a player medical. He didn't speak about anything. There was rumours that he wanted to get on a call with, obviously, Caicedo as early as possible. If we could lob McAllister on that call as well, I'd appreciate it. Whether that's happened or whether it's not happened, I've got no idea. Someone's put Melissa Reddy in the comment section, and please tell me, info from the players' end is Chelsea have the first part boxed off. Caicedo is reiterated they are his choice. Club's yet to confirm, but one feeling is it could be to get more money. Still working to do terms in making a formal offer to Brighton that is deemed acceptable in circumstances. So he is off to Chelsea. What an absolute this is just part and parcel of being a fan of football, isn't it? Your team having literal roller coasters like this, and if Liverpool don't have the pull right, to get a world class player, I just don't know anymore. Like, we've got Jurgen Klopp. We finished 5th last season and we were absolutely shambolic. You know what I mean? He comes in. If he comes to us, he slots in as our number 1 DM and you're not replacing him. Like, Stefan Bajcetic would only really get chances. He might be pushed up to the number 8 role. I've got no idea, but It feels mental. I'm not going to lie. I've resigned to the idea that he has accepted Chelsea. And here's the thing, I can understand in terms of if he's been negotiating with them and has accepted the terms since May or whatever it was reported, okay, I can understand it. But why give Liverpool a heads up then? Why say Liverpool? Yeah, Liverpool have surely got in touch and said, do you even fancy coming to us? Surely. And if so, why has Caicedo said yeah? Just say no. Why say yeah? Nicholas here with a super chat. Caicedo didn't make a U-turn. He was always set on Chelsea. Liverpool fans just trying to make themselves feel better. Well, it's slightly different though, Nicholas, isn't it? Because Liverpool would have had to be given the green light to go for him. They'd have had to have some kind of inclination that he wanted to join Liverpool, which is what everyone's saying, which is what Dave is saying. Dave said he's willing to join Liverpool, but he should have just been honest and said to Liverpool, I'd rather go to Chelsea, because Chelsea are already willing to bid for him. And who knows, Chelsea might have got him for cheaper. Chelsea, if they didn't have the competition of Liverpool, might have got him for cheaper. Who knows? Maybe that was Chelsea's thing all along, to make Liverpool bid first, to test the waters. I've got no idea, genuinely. Liverpool fans trying to make themselves feel better. Yeah, I am. 100% I am. Liverpool need a DM, and possibly the best DM that was available is going to Chelsea instead. It's the way life goes. You've got to try and go with the punches and get on with it. Super chat from Liam. Brighton will not accept an offer from Chelsea, especially with the way Chelsea have been dealing with Chelsea the past 18 months or so. Liam, money talks. If they came in with 120, it's being accepted. 115, being accepted. 112, being accepted. I'd love to live in a world where footy wasn't a business and it wasn't money driven and all of these things, but it is. So as much as I'd love to agree with you, right, yeah, no, they will accept. If they don't, I'll sit here happily and be smiling, and I'll do another reaction video, but I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah, they're going to accept more money because it's more money. They don't care about Liverpool. They don't care about Chelsea. They care about getting the money to then reinvest it into something else. And fair play to them. They buy, I don't know what their scouting system is, but it's incredible. They buy people for absolute buttons and sell them for multi-millions, world record fees, English Premier League fees. It's ridiculous how good their scouting system is. Wish Liverpool had a bit of it. We'll get on to the last couple of super chats before we do round up. Once again, you have all broke the actual the thing for me. I think we've got 3 super chats to go. I'm just going to refresh because I can't see anyone's super chats. I can see, imagine if we were willing to spend this money. I can't see Sutton. At the beginning of the window, I assume that is, defence and midfield would have been sorted. Terrible business by FSG. And once again, I agree, FSG needs to spend more. I am all in this whole entire thing. But I am also sat here thinking, who the hell has made the decisions that have got us here? You've got to think, the midfield should have been reinvested last summer. It should, we signed Darwin Núñez. Did Liverpool target the wrong area? I'm not too sure. That's up for debate. What I am saying is, Liverpool should have been ahead of the curve. They should have been ready for the transition of players. You knew Keita and Ox were going to leave at the end of their contracts. James Milner, you might have not known, but you knew he was going to get less and less time, which meant you needed another player to replace him. Jordan Henderson was getting on with age. Fabinho had fell off a cliff in the last couple of seasons. Liverpool knew they needed to do this. And along with FSG, whoever's made the decisions at the club, including these bids that are going in underpriced for Lavia, which now can be, giving some context due to this Caicedo deal. But it all just reeks, and it is very Liverpool-like at this moment in time. I wish it wasn't. And I used to have full trust in the way Liverpool did business. But right now, I just don't. $10 from Joe, we wouldn't have bid had he not indicated he was open to it. That is exactly my point, yeah. We get the bid accepted and then the player does a change of heart. Definition of wishy-washy, that's fine. We don't want that. Yeah, I agree. There is positives. There is a slight positive, if I'm digging really deep into my heart, that, look, if a player doesn't want to play for us, then, you know, what can you do? It seemed like Jude Bellingham wanted Real Madrid, fair enough. If a player has his heart set on somewhere else and Liverpool have put the bid in, it's best that you maybe don't get him because he wouldn't want to play for your club. But at the same time, we're in desperation. I'd love him to just come to us. But yeah, I totally get what you mean. Right, final super chat before we wrap up is Drew, $5. If he doesn't want to go, then so be it. Klopp won't tolerate that. That's another good point, which is maybe why we weren't in for him at the beginning of the window, lads. Maybe that's why. And maybe with the extra revenue of Fabinho and Henderson that we made from those sales, maybe Liverpool thought they could take a gamble on him and hope that his attitude wasn't horrific. Who knows? Would much rather have Lavia or someone who wants to be here. Get Florentino Luis in. Yeah, well, that is where I'll end it. I've kept you up to date and we'll hopefully keep you up to date even more. I've got absolutely no idea what happens next, but my best guess is he'll be off to Chelsea. He'll be doing a medical shortly. And yeah, all the happiness that I felt 12 hours ago will be completely gone. But nice one for joining us. If you do want more from us, then guess what? We've got a reacts that might be out of date by now over on Redmen Plus. We've got loads more content coming out. We'll continue to follow this report as it happens and bring you the developments. We've got some special stuff coming out on Redmen Plus, including maybe a deep dive coming your way soon on these players. But yeah, nice one for joining us. If you do want a little bit of a discount on Redmen Plus, use the feel like an absolute knob saying it. Use the code Caicedo. C-A-I-C, I can't even know how you spell it on my, I've got to write it. Here we go. C-A-I-C-E-D-O. That is a code for 50% off yearly club captains. What is it? Is it yearly club, Joe? Yeah. 50% off, yeah. So go and do that. Hopefully we'll have good news on there in several hours' time, but until then, up the Reds.
Much for checking out the show today. If you need more Liverpool content in your life, whether it's podcasts, videos, interviews, or great Liverpool documentaries, head over and subscribe to redmenplus.com today. It funds everything we do across all the free platforms, and we give you amazing content each and every week.